do you as a white parent play in helping your children make sense of what is going on?
Well, this was quite interesting because I thought I knew how to handle this as such to a certain degree. So, and then like I said to you, like I saw all these things. So I went into my daughter's room and I was like, do you feel like I understand all that's going on? Like, because I said to her, like, I'm a bit confused about white privilege. I'm a bit confused about this. Now, I know there's some blatant things with regards to white privilege. And then I was thinking about me and where I work in my place at work. And I was thinking, I don't really see a hierarchy in regards to white privilege. And I've always got on well with black friends, and I've had to work underneath people that are black, and so I've never really seen that. And then she was like, yeah, but it's little things, Mum. You might not even notice it, and you might not notice it because you've got mixed race children, because they see you, and because you're a single parent mum. This is the other thing that she said. So they see you before they see us. And that was one thing that she brought up. And that made me understand a few more things. So she turned around and she said, so you might have a telephone call and then go into a situation, and you'll be walking into the situation and they see the white mum and they see that. And then I might say, oh, my daughter's coming in. And then my mixed race daughter turns up. And sometimes you might not even see a change in someone's perspective now. And I'm like, oh. And I said, do you feel that? And she honestly said, I haven't really come across that. She feels like she's very well respected in work. They've even given her opportunity to progress, and at the moment she's going for a managerial position and so on. But in regards to my son now, it's very different. Very, very different. And I think it could be a few things. I mean, my son isn't the most sensible person at times, and he's got that bubbly character.
He's 18.
And
what do you expect?
Yeah.
He's a kid.
And he wants to wear a hoodie, and he wants to put the hoodie up, and he wants to walk about and ride about on a bike and do this and do that. And yeah, so things are very different with him.
I like the way you say things are different between the two of them, and you have a dynamic there that's a girl and a boy, and the girl is more probably on the white complexion than the black complexion, and you see the marked difference in the way things are turning out for them.
Yeah. And I actually, one other thing, especially with my son, I always thought that I would have more problems, especially with social media as my children are growing, with a daughter. Mm-hmm. But it's my son I've had more problems with in identity and his insecurities. And I was surprised by that, because I thought it would all be about the girl wanting to be this Instagram princess and so on. And I would say to any parent that to be very aware of that.
So when did you realize he was struggling?
I think it was when he was trying to, as he was turning into more of a man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was about that age 13, kind of 14 age group, and then it kind of plateaued, and then it's increased again recently. And it's interesting because it's like he's seeking, his relationship with his dad isn't the best, but it's like he's really trying to seek his black side of his family, mm-hmm. because he's seen more as a black boy. Mm-hmm. Whereas I've always brought both of them up as in, like, this is me as a white person, this is your dad, and I've tried to embrace both cultures as best as I can to the best of my ability. Mm-hmm. I've always kept them engaged with their family, and so on. So yeah, but as a white parent, playing, helping your children make sense of what is going on, I think I kind of like said to them, how do you feel about the scenario? So my daughter was aware of it. She looked on the news. She took interest in it, and her friends did, and so on. And they had open discussions. My son, because he also has autism, so his view was, well, that's in America. So then I was like, and so he goes, that happens in America. And I said, yeah, but they're bringing it to the UK because this is a national problem, and like racism is national as well. And I just feel like my two children, they've not really had an actual incident of, well, my son did as he was in secondary school, like racism. And then I was thinking to myself, but have you though? Or is it that you just haven't seen it? Because I'm one of them parents that I brought them into this world, like you said, your friend is just your friend. You don't see it as, this is my white friend, this is my black friend, this is my Asian friend. You just
hello,
you just
white
see
friend.
it's like, this is Amina, this is Sabrina, this is Kirsty, this is Cadence, this is Justin. And I grew up like that. Even in my hometown, like I was saying, Woodley is another area just out of Reading, and it's a predominantly white area. But it's only now I was looking at some old photos, because during COVID I've been decluttering. I was looking at old photos and I was like, oh, I didn't realise that I had like one or two black children in my school. And then I was thinking about when I went to secondary school, and I did have some black friends, but I just saw them as my mate Elise or my mate Marcus or so on. And I always wanted to instill that in my children. But yeah, so even now, I think it was more of the fact that there was a part of me that didn't want them to get angry. I didn't want them to, I wanted them to be passionate about this, but I didn't want them to get angry, because I saw a change in my son, and he was the one that turned around and said, oh, you're white, you don't understand. Now, when he said that to me, that really hurt me, because I was like, oh, you've actually pointed it out, I'm white. But then it made me think, now I understand when people say, you're black, you don't understand. And for a split second, I was like, oh, how can you say that to me? I've brought you up in this world, and I've encouraged your race, your culture, and so on. I've taken you to, like, I think I took them to like a slavery museum in Liverpool once, and so on. And I've like got you to watch this program and that program and so on. And I just thought to myself, how have you just turned on me like that? And he was like, oh, you wouldn't understand. But I think that's also because he's in the process of trying to identify himself. So there was a part of me that I was hurt, but then there was a part of me that was like, oh, I'll just let him go through this stage in his life. And I think that is important, but I also think it's important that they still have that respect for you. So I did pull him up on it, and I said, look, you shouldn't speak to me that way. I know you're going through this right now, but remember that I've been here for you. I'm not that way inclined. But I think it's important, if you want to have better answers to what's going on, you might need to seek your black friends and your black family to understand it more. But
I think it's important for all of us to have the conversation. I think it's important for all of us to talk to our children. But most importantly, I think as parents, from all sides, we need to be able to be okay with not knowing enough.
Yeah.
As a black parent, I can't pretend to know it all. As a white parent, why would I expect you to know it all?